So I'm just trying to give myself a few seconds there of lead-in time. I like doing that fade. I like doing the music at the beginning of the show, all kinds of different stuff that I've recorded and stuff, and friends bands and stuff like that. So I'm going to do that for the rest of the episodes. So I think this is number 46 left? 47 left. 46. I'll have to look it up. Doesn't really matter. What really matters to me is, I'm really torn about this, and I know most people are going to be like, are you high? Are you crazy? That's another show I'm working on. Are you high? It's all about crazy ideas and concepts and theories I have. Anywho, George Lucas was working on episode 7, 8, and 9. He was going to do it. He knew it was a 10-year commitment. The problem was that he had just recently gotten married or remarried, and he had a new daughter that he wants to spend all his time with, because he's getting old, you know. So I think that's a beautiful thing that Disney came along at the time. However, me now knowing that the creator of Star Wars, love him or hate him, had a story in mind, will bug me to the grave. It really will. Like, I'm sure the story he would have made up for. I really feel like George, the man Lucas, would have come through with 7, 8, 9. I think he would have toned back a little bit on the digital effects. I really do. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I don't know him personally. But what I'm saying is that I strongly believe that he would have done his best to do right by everyone again. I mean, he's a stubborn son of a bitch, but I really do think in his heart he wants to please people. I mean, he enjoys writing it, certainly. I do too. But what it comes down to at the end of the day is, if you have a desire to have other people watch it, then you must have a desire to please those people. Or, I guess, please the people you end up pleasing. Anywho, what would it have been? Like, I've heard some crazy rumors about episode 7 that I'm not going to mention on here or anything like that. But it sounds like an interesting story, but it doesn't sound... It definitely sounds Star Wars, too. But it doesn't seem like the homecoming of... Like, now, I know the movies aren't going to focus with Luke, Leia, and Han, but they are in the first one, and as far as I know, they're in the next two, unless one of them dies or something. Could you imagine that? But I know you got to pass the torch to younger people who can take on roles for the next 20 or 30 years as these characters, which I think you're going to see. I really do. I think I'll die never knowing the end of Star Wars, you know what I mean? Now that Disney owns it, Marvel, you know, we'll always see those movies. They're not foolish. They're not going to sell them off, you know, unless they're not marketable anymore. And I think comics and Star Wars are some of the most marketable things ever to exist. And to give up that license and that property, I'm really sad that, like, it didn't go back to Lucas's family. You know what I mean? Like, but Disney has done right by me with the Marvel films, so I can't really complain. At some point, though, they're going to have to do something. They're going to have to either rename their characters so they can use them in their movies again, or they're going to have to bite the bullet and spend a lot of money to reacquire them from Fox and Sony, because you can't do X-Men, you can't do Spider-Man. So, and you got to eventually have crossover movies. I mean, right now we're establishing the characters. We are in the golden years for, you know, superhero movies at this point. I think what we will see will just be, you know, I think eventually it'll mild down a little bit. Right now it's intense and it can't sustain for that long. I think eventually it will tone down, but I don't think you'll ever see Star Wars go away, and I don't think you'll ever see the Marvel characters in movies go away. It took too long in my childhood to see something like come about to let the next generation of nerds spoil it. Like, you got to keep making those movies, because, I don't know, they're good movies. They're superhero movies. But I'll always wonder that. What would George Lucas have written? Now, hopefully he wouldn't direct them, but it would be nice to see what his vision was for Luke, Han, and Leia, and whatever next generation of children or characters he was going to bring about. Because now it's other storytellers, it's other screenwriters. It's not George Lucas. It's still Star Wars, and I can accept that. Otherwise, I'd be miserable for the rest of my life. But it's not George Lucas's Star Wars. Anywho, what is on the menu tonight, bitches? Oh yeah, These aren't too exciting. They're not Oreos. I have been eyeballing, waiting for those goddamn red velvet Oreos to pop out. Because that review will be a fun one. I just love Oreos. I hate when there's these long spans of, like, no new flavors of Oreos. Like, because I've been trying to tone back what I eat, especially at night. But every now and again, you know, Oreos, I'd like to try some new Oreos. So, even if they did, like, 2 a season or 3 or something a season, that would be awesome. 1 a month. Do a flavor a month. These, my friends, I am a big connoisseur. When I grew up, 2 of my favorite things. One that I look back on it now is disgusting. The other one was just phenomenal. Chocolate marshmallows. Now, they do chocolate marshmallows nowadays, but they are not the same formula from when I was a kid. That's one of those golden memories for me. It's the taste of chocolate marshmallows. The smell of the Waxorama down in Florida, making little sculptures. Those are 2 epic senses that, like, when I smell those smells or hear those sounds or whatever it is, I'm just locked back in again. Anywho, let's take a smell at these. These are the they've done a lot of flavors, but I've always been a big fan of marshmallows, you know, since I was a little kid. I'll probably eat like 5 out of this bag. I know it's so wasteful, but I'm sure the raccoons will eat them. The thing is that it's got strawberry and chocolate. Now, I would have preferred cherry and chocolate, but in a marshmallow, I start thinking strawberry marshmallow. I've had those. Chocolate marshmallows, I've had those. I think the combination of those 2 flavors, it's a good idea. These are limited edition, folks. You've got to get them now before they're gone. All right, let's give these bitches a smell. Let me smell it out of the bag. Alright, screw that one. Let's try a fresh one and see how they taste. I don't know. The smell isn't doing much for me. It's actually kind of, I don't like the sweet and the well, strawberries are kind of sweet too. Let's just give it a go. Well, you got your classic texture there. Not a lot of flavor. I'll have to try another one. Let me just wash my palate with this tasty beverage. Careful, man. There's a beverage here. All right, one more. And that's it. That's it. What do you think a George Lucas Star Wars would have been like? If you care, write something in the comments below. I think they would have been good. I think we would have re-explored some things that we have in the past. I'd love to see, I guess this isn't really ruled out, but I'd love to see these new characters visiting prequel trilogy planets. Because the planets, I had no problem with any of the planets, really. I mean, there's some weird, you know, the whole geography of the Gungan city somehow going through the core of the planet. I don't know, that's a little weird, but I mean, generally, the planets are almost characters in and of themselves. They're very, like, personal to the movie in the moment. You know, Hoth, Dagobah, I think of Endor, obviously Tatooine, Cloud City, Coruscant. You know, they're very unique and have their own flavor. So I'd like to revisit those. I have no problem if they add a million new planets, too. But, you know, those are the ones that stick out to me. And I think they're good plot, story-driven things, and Jedis and temples. And hey, Lando Calrissian's going to be on the the Rebels. He's recording his parts now, I guess. I'm excited about that. I like the Lando. Well, I hate to say it. This is just a waste. I mean, honestly, there's not a lot of flavor to them. The smell isn't that good. The texture is okay, and it's very soft on the flesh. But, damn, man. They just leave a chalky residue in my mouth. I'm going to give them a 2. That's it. That's all I get. I hope the raccoons like them better than I did. They haven't been coming up here at night. We've been putting food out. Meatballs tonight. Yes, they're leftovers. Sometimes I burn things. I burnt meatballs. I managed to get through one meal, and I was just like, oh, this sucks. I'm either going to have to go in here and, like, rinse the meatballs and cut the burnt spots off. It just wasn't worth it. Little turtle burger. Little turtle burger.
Little turtle burger.
Could go for a turtle burger right now. Well, anywho, thank you guys for stopping by and making my night. If you're loving watching these as much as I'm loving making them, please subscribe and pass them along to anybody who you know who might like watching them and might subscribe. Give me something to talk about in the comments below. Like it if you're liking the videos. Tweet them out there. Facebook them out there. Oh, Jesus, it's fun. Hang on a second here. Hello?
Hey, it's me. My math teacher emailed me just now, and he said tomorrow I can take my makeup exam after school.
Yep.
But could you get me at 3:15 if that's okay? I'm sorry about being pissy today. It was just last minute that he told me that stuff, so I was freaking out.
Yeah, Pissy McPisserson.
He literally, it was so annoying. Okay, because today I wasn't in math class because I had a makeup SOL, so I was doing that, and then he catches me literally. I was at Allison's locker and we were about to leave the school. He goes, "You have to make up your math exam today or else it's a 0." And I'm like, thanks for the heads up.
I know.
And so I talked to him and stuff, and he said that I can do it tomorrow.
Alright.
Yeah, if you could get me at 3:15 or so, that would be cool.
Yeah, as long as Grammy can watch the boy, that's fine.
Okay, cool, thank you.
Alright, I'll see you tomorrow, scumbag.
Okay.
Alright, good night.
Good night, bye.
Alright. Somehow we mixed up goodbye and good night. Stuff a bunch of them in your mouth at once and they're not so bad, actually. Don't forget to make somebody smile tomorrow. That was my daughter, by the way. Make yourself a better person tomorrow than you were today tomorrow. Let's make the world spin a little bit happier together. Let's sing and dance in the rain together. Okay? Live life to the fullest and love every moment of it, because you just never know when that last moment's going to creep on up on you and bash you on the skull with a lead bat. Wouldn't that suck if somebody was sneaking up on me with... Alright, I'm a little paranoid. You guys have a great night. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another, and take care of those around you who can't take care of themselves. I'm Jason Oliveira. This is Dr. Carl Mitchin, my MC, my partner in crime. I'll see you guys a little bit further on down the road to 40.